كمثل حبة is the example of a single seed. أنبتت 7 سنابل, a seed that when you put it in the ground, it grew a plant that had 7 ears of grain. في كل سنبلة 100 حبة, and in every single one of those ears, there was another 100 seeds. Okay? So what he's saying is, it started off as one seed, it became 700 seeds, right? But he did say that one seed grows 7 ears of grain. So the word 7 ears of grain happens in the Quran twice. Once it happens with the story of Yusuf and the king's dream. Once it happens when Allah says, when you give charity, it's like putting a single seed in the ground that turns into 700 seeds. Right? By way of 7 grains. So far so good?
Yeah.
Okay. Now here's the thing. Here Allah used sumbulat. For the king, the king's 7 ears, he used sumbulat. And for the 7 ears of grain and charity, Allah used sanabil.
Sanabil.
Remember there were 2 plurals, a broken one and a regular one?
Yeah.
And they both mean ears, but the only difference for us is one's broken and one's feminine, right? So he used the feminine one for the dream of the king, and he used the broken one for the charity ayah.
Yeah.
But the thing is, when we're translating, or you're reading a translation in the Quran, what does it tell you? It tells you 7 years of grain.
Yeah.
And in this ayah, it translates 7 years of grain. And in this ayah, it also translates 7 years of grain. You're like, same thing, right? But in Arabic, is this the same as this?
No.
No, this is a feminine plural. This is a broken plural.
Yeah.
Now, this will be more advanced, but I'll break this to you because I want you to appreciate how beautiful this is. It's so beautiful. Like it makes you, at least it makes me in awe of how Allah speaks. In Arabic, sometimes you have a word that has a broken plural and a feminine plural. You got 2 choices.
Yeah.
Isn't ear one of those words that's got 2 choices? Right?
Yeah.
So it's perfectly good Arabic to say sanabil. It's also perfectly good Arabic to say sumbulat. But the ancient Arabs had a thing. If you have 2 choices, then the broken one means more. Even though they're both plural, they're referring to many more of the same thing.
Okay.
And the atin one is less than 10. If there's 2 choices, then the feminine one is less than 10, and the broken one is many, many, many. So obviously both of them are 7, so they're less than 10.
Yeah.
So even though this one, the sumbulat, this one is supposed to, for the ancient Arabic, mean less. And this one is supposed to mean more. Right?
Yeah.
It's as if, to help you think about this, the English word is book, right? What's the plural in English?
Books.
Good. Books. Imagine they have 2 books, man, because I put a super S on it.
Yeah.
Okay? So they have, it's kind of like they have a regular plural and you have a super plural.
Yeah.
Okay? So the one in the king's dream is a regular plural, and the one in the charity ayah is a super plural.
Super plural.
So it's as if to say the 7 ears of grain in the king's dream are somehow less, even though they're 7, they're somehow less powerful.
Yeah.
And the 7 ears of grain in the ayah of charity are more powerful.
Yeah.
Now let's think about these ayat. In the dream of the king, he saw 7 ears, 7 fat cows, 7 skinny cows.
Yeah.
And if you remember what the dream was interpreted as, they were going to have 7 good years where they had plenty of crop,
Yeah.
everything was going to grow, they were going to have water, and then everything was going to dry up and they were going to run out of food.
Yeah.
And so the good years that they had, they can't just eat, they have to eat a little and save most of it. Right? And they can't eat all of it because they know they're going to be starving for 7 years.
Yeah.
They starved so much that Yusuf's family, who lived in Canaan somewhere far away, they ran out of money altogether,
Yeah.
and they actually had to bring their home furniture to sell to get food. That's actually what happens towards the end of Surah Yusuf. So the story is about people having more, people having less.
Less.
People are going to have less.
Yeah.
But when someone gives Allah, for the sake of Allah and charity, is Allah going to give them more back or less back?
More.
More and more and more.
Yeah.
So the context in this, the story, the theme was about having less. And Allah chose the word sumbulat, which refers to less.
Yeah.
And then the context in the story, or the discussion, is about you getting more and more back.
Yeah.
So Allah used the word that has more in it. So that's how precise Allah is with just choosing which plural to use, right? So that's inshallah something that we're gonna look at with dozens of examples.